There are books that are often standouts, and I believe Hulk Smash Everything is indeed, no doubt, without a doubt, 100% one of those standouts. This is a standout book that is worth reading. The gentleman I spoke with at my comic book shop, my local comic book shop, told me I would love this book, and he was 100% correct, and I didn't doubt him. If you want a good gauge of books that you will like or not like, get into your local comic book shop, strike up a conversation. YouTube reviews are good. Obviously, I'm here on YouTube reviewing books, talking about comic books, so clearly I would like you to watch. But don't just go off what I say. I may like something you don't like. There may be something that I don't like and I don't cover. You might walk into your local comic shop, strike up a conversation with different people there. They may have in depth knowledge about a certain character, or that certain character might be one that they really like. You strike up that conversation, you talk about that character. Next thing you know, you're saying, I wasn't going to buy that book, but after this conversation, I'm buying it. And you may love it. And oftentimes that's what happens. That's what happened here. Vincenzo Carratù, who is the artist on this book, did a fantastic job. Ryan North, his story is incredible. This book only goes 5 issues. Right now, they're on issue number 3. That's perfect. Goes back to what I said the other day. Create stories that are 3 to 5 issue story arcs. Keep it self-contained, right? Because this is like a one-off story. You can do stories like this within a sequential run, like of the Incredible Hulk, and just make this a self-contained one-off story arc. It doesn't have to be some gigantic event. You get to show off the prowess of the Incredible Hulk. You get to show off what he can do, and he gets to face off against some pretty incredible characters within the Marvel Universe, one of them being Galactus, which he completely wiped the floor with in Hulk Smash Everything, issue number 3. He did Galactus dirty. But this story is super solid. I don't think Ryan North will necessarily win any Eisners off of this story, but I don't think he has to. It's done very well. It opens, of course, with the leader doing his thing, being the megalomaniac that he is, thinking that he's going to get over. And what happens, I had to write down some notes because I can just read something and kind of get things jarbled. So I wanted to make sure I had this correctly. So the leader, I'm going to show you this panel because this is actually hilarious. So this is Bruce Banner. This is the leader pretending to be Doctor Strange. He hits Bruce Banner in the back of the head with a frying pan because he wants to make him angry. He wants to bring out the Hulk. Why? Because he wants to lead Hulk to the Sanctum. And the reason he wants to lead Hulk to the Sanctum is so he can secure the Ring of Zona in order to open a portal to the treasure chamber of Doctor Doom so he can get the time platform. Now, there's something else he's trying to get, which this issue doesn't cover. Or did it cover? No, I don't think it did cover. So it covers these 2 items. And then you see a battle that ensues between Doctor Strange and the Incredible Hulk. Well, it starts out with Wong. Wong summons Doctor Strange and he's like, this better be something important for you to interrupt me. He gets there and he's like, yeah, this is important. The Incredible Hulk. And they're trying to figure out, well, why is he here? That's where you kind of, I jumped you to this scene. What happened is Doctor Strange goes into the astral plane and he's trying to figure out, okay, what led to this? Why is the Incredible Hulk so pissed off? And why is he pissed off at me? What did I do? Well, obviously, a leader pretending to be Doctor Strange did this. So, the Incredible Hulk, he's trying to smash Doctor Strange. He wants to destroy him. There is this one panel. Sometimes artists, they'll get on a certain book, and that book just has everything they need for them to shine. It just really shows off their artistic prowess. I think I don't know much about Vincenzo Carratù. I haven't followed his career. I don't know what else he's worked on. I might have to look into that. He might have worked on books that I have and I just didn't pay attention. But this panel right here, oh boy, this is a good one. You see the anger in the Incredible Hulk. You see the fluidness, excuse me, the dynamic action, and Wong blasting him with, whatever magic spell that is. You see the force exerted against this force field that Doctor Strange has up, that he's trying to, thwart off the Incredible Hulk's attack. All of that happening in this one scene, and it is done great. I'm assuming Vincenzo did his own inks, and that would make sense because, again, going back to what I said the other day, these inks are exactly as you would want. They don't hide the pencil work, and they keep all of the detail that you get in this pencil work. This is good. I like this. I like the way this is going. But the story it's a really good story. And at the end, so Doctor Strange, once he finds all of that out, he teleports the Incredible Hulk to where the leader is. The leader then teleports the Incredible Hulk back in time to the dinosaur age. The Incredible Hulk commences to absolutely lay waste to a bunch of dinosaurs, letting them know he is the strongest of them all. This is why I've always loved stories like this, one-off stories, because in this story, what you kind of get, not that you needed this answer, but you kind of get the answer to a question that if you read comic books and you ask yourself the question, or at least in the Marvel universe, who has the greatest raw strength? I'm going with Incredible Hulk. And this run seeks to answer that question. Who is the strongest of them all? It's the Incredible Hulk. The leader eventually in issue 3 sends him to a black hole, and Hulk breaks a singularity. Now, it took him eons of getting angrier and angrier, and that, of course, answers the other question. Is there an end to his strength as he gets angrier? And it seems like there's no end to the Incredible Hulk's strength. As angry as you can make him is as strong as he can get. And it looks like that can go on for eons. This is the great thing about these books. If you ever have a debate with one of your friends about the Incredible Hulk and y'all get into that, where does his anger end? Where does his strength end? You can kind of go to this book and reference it and say, yo, I think it goes on as long as he gets angrier and angrier. This could go on. I mean, for all intents and purposes, this could go on forever. He'll just keep getting angry until he gets strong enough to overpower whatever it is you threw at him. This is why I always like discussions like the Incredible Hulk versus Superman. Who would win? Yo, I'm going to say that's not an easy answer. I know a lot of people would like to say, Superman or the Incredible Hulk. I don't think it's that easy, but I think I would give Hulk the edge. I remember watching a YouTube video. I can't remember the name of the channel, and they did was it 3D animated? It wasn't 3D animated, but it was animation of the Incredible Hulk versus Superman. That video is incredible. Or was it Superman? Might not have been Superman. It might have been One Punch Man or something like that. It was I think it was some anime. I think that's what it was. I don't think it was Superman. There may be one out there with him versus Superman that I've seen, but I just can't remember. But this book is done very well. We need more things like this in comic books, but we need it more in the sequential run of books. Just give us some solid stories. It can be one and done. You can wrap it up all in one book, and somewhere in the course of this continuous run, do a 3 or 4 issue story arc, or maybe a little more, but it's self-contained. That's what I like about this. This is self-contained. I don't have to get a bunch of other books that ties in to figure out what's happening. And at issue number 5, it's going to wrap it all up. This is perfect. This is a great read.